So we are going through the FAR today as well.
Yeah. Once we finish the FARs, then we're going to do, okay, the recording just started. Your internet connection is unstable. Okay. Okay, it's recording now. Today we're going to do the FARs. Once we finish through the FARs, we're going to have a review session, and I'm just gonna assign you some homework, I guess. Okay, so here's my, you can see it, right? Can you see my screen?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. So I think last time we stopped at speed limits, right?
yeah, speed limit.
So today we're going to do let's see, one, two, three, four, five. I don't know if we have time to go over this, but if we do, we can go over these next week. I think, wait, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I think next week we will finish the entire of this. So the week after is when we start the review session over all of the regulations we just learned. So we're going to start with this. Okay, so minimum safe altitudes. So what do you think a minimum safe altitude is? Can you hear
It's
me?
like you can, yeah, I can hear you. It means you can fly below that altitude, that level. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the lowest point you can fly with.
Mm-hmm. So the lowest altitude that you can fly while being safe, and there's a laws about it. So if you want to read, it says except when necessary for takeoff or landing. So you can be lower than this altitude when you take off or land.
Uh-huh.
No person may operate before following, and then there's a couple different of them. Can you can go ahead and read. I think
Okay. Anywhere, an altitude allowing if a power unit fails an emergency landing without undue hazard to persons or property on the surface. Be over congested area, over any congested area of a city, town, or settlement, or over any open air assembling of persons, an altitude of 1,000 feet above the height obstacle within a horizontal radius of 2,000 feet of the aircraft, see over other than congested area, an altitude of 500 feet above the surface, step over open water or sparsely populated area in those cases, or than no vehicle or structure.
yes. So anywhere, if there's no stated minimum safe altitude, you have to be high enough that if your engine fails, you can still land without hurting anybody. And this one,
Mhm.
it has 1,000 feet above and a horizontal radius of 2,000 feet of the aircraft. So let's see what that looks like. I want to show you a picture of it. My Wi-Fi is not working.
Yeah, the connection's unstable today.
Trying to find a good picture. Not loading. Okay. Here it is. Can you see this? Is it loading for you?
Yeah.
You can see it?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
So over congested areas, it's 1,000 feet from the top of whatever it is, a building, a person. It's 1,000 feet. What it means by the 2,000 feet
Mm-hmm.
horizontal is this right here. So this 2,000 feet horizontal is this. So if you're an airplane, you can't you can't get within 2,000 feet of that, like a circle. Does that make sense? What that 2,000 feet horizontal means?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So and then
Mm-hmm.
other than congested areas, 500 feet from the surface, except other than open water, unless there's something there, it's also 500 feet. Or buildings, it's also 500 feet from that, or persons. So that's what it looks like. Okay, next. Altimeter. Do you remember what an altimeter is?
Yeah, showing you the instrument showing you altitude.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hold on. Trying to see. Let's see if we have to read the entire thing. Okay, let's see. You can go ahead and read that.
Each person operating an aircraft shall maintain their cruising altitude or flight level of the aircraft as the case might be by reference to an altimeter that is set when operating one below 18,000 feet MSL to the current reported altimeter seating of a station along the road and within 100 nautical miles of the aircraft. Two, if there is no station within the area prescribed in the paragraph A1I of this section, the current reported altimeter seating of an appropriated available station, or three, in the case of an aircraft not equipped with a radio, the elevation of the departure airport of an appropriate altimeter setting available before departure.
Okay. I, in the past, I showed you how to set your altimeter, but we'll just review it again.
Okay.
Altimeter. Give me a second. I'm gonna open the door for my dog.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so let me show you the altimeter. Just ignore the background noises. That's just my dog. Okay, here's a picture of altimeter. Loading. I don't know why the connection is so slow today.
Yeah, I think you open too much app, too many app.
Probably. I thought I exited out everything. Okay, can you see this?
Hmm. Yeah, the altimeters.
Okay, so you see this knob right here? Do you see this knob?
Mm-hmm.
When you move this knob,
Yeah.
um, this will move. Do you see these numbers? 29.9 right here?
Yes.
You see this white arrow that's pointing to the 29.9?
Yes.
Okay, so to set your altimeter setting, you go to you listen to the radio, and then the radio will tell you what the altimeter setting is. You listen to the weather, and when it tells you what the altimeter setting is, you
Yeah.
move this knob to, let's just say it's to 9.9. And when you do that, your pointers, it will all move with you. If you're at a towered airport,
Yes.
they often will tell you what your altimeter setting is. And it says if you have no radio, then what you do is you will, sorry for the squeaking noises, that's just my dog. Um, you'll move the knob until your altimeter reads your elevation, the elevation of the airport. That's how,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So, so you have two options. You have a couple of options. You can look up the weather. You can listen to the radio. If you have no radio, you move this knob until it shows the altitude, the elevation of your airport. And then when you're in the air, oh, it says the free meeting will end in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the same link to join in again. And then when you're in the air,
Okay.
as uh, the atmosphere changes, if you are with the ATC, they will tell you to change your um, altimeter setting as you're passing from different locations. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This one. So this is only when you are below 18,000 feet MSL. But when you're at or above 18,000 feet MSL, you use the lowest
Hmm.
flight level. It's determined by the atmospheric pressure in the area, and it shows you a table. So if you're at 180, then your altimeter should be reading this. If you're at 185. Oh, when it says 180, do you understand what that means?
These about flight levels. I don't know.
0?
I honestly don't know.
180?
What's that 180?
That is 18,000 feet.
Oh, so
What do you think?
185 is one is so that would be 18,500.
Yeah. So if you're at 18,500 feet, you use this.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. We're actually not gonna be using this right now because the airplanes that we're flying doesn't even go up this high. But just because it's fun to see what other people are doing, we're going to, I guess, read this. You want to go ahead and read that?
To convert minimum altitude prescribed under 91.999 119 and 91.177 to the minimum flight level, the pilot should take the flight level equivalent of the minimum altitude in feet and add the appropriate number of feet specified below according to the current reported altimeter setting.
So this is an adjustment factor. If you want to adjust it to 500, 1,000 feet, then it shows you what current altimeter setting is, which is beyond what we're learning,
Yes.
but that's interesting. Okay, we're done with that. ATC light signals.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what did you say?
I can't hear you
Yeah, I'm
for a
not
while.
saying I wasn't saying anything. You can hear me now, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. ATC light signals. What do you think we use the light signals for? I feel like we went over this, but it's okay to review again.
ATC
ATC,
light signal
yeah. What do we use light signals for? Why do we have them?
to tell the pilot what to do, like to communication
So
with each other.
why don't they just use your radio and then tell you what to do?
'Cause sometimes the the connection might be bad.
Yeah.
Think.
So we use light signals when something's wrong with your radio and you can't use a radio, or you don't have a radio. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it tells you what the color and type of signal is here. So there's two ways. There's there's the light signal when you're flying, and there's the light signal when you are on the ground taxiing. So they have two different meanings depending on where you are.
Yes.
So let's start with when you're on the ground. Green means, a steady green means,
Clear for take. Mm-hmm. Clear for takeoff.
yep. If it's flashing green, it means,
Clear to taxi.
yep. If it's steady red, it means to,
Stop.
if it's flashing red, it means,
Taxi clear of runway in use.
yeah. Usually what that means is you're on the runway, they start flashing red at you. That means either somebody is about to land or you weren't supposed to be on the runway and somebody's about to take off. So anyways, it just means to get off the runway.
But you can go to the taxiway, right? The flashing red.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
is is that mean the taxiway is clear for you?
Yeah, so get off the runway and then get on the taxiway. If you're
Uh-huh.
in the taxiway and they want you to stop, they'll just show you a stop.
Steady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Usually if your radio is broken, um
Mm-hmm.
they might get everyone out of your way so you just know how to taxi. Okay, so what does
Mm-hmm.
flashing white mean?
Return to starting point on airport.
Hmm. So alternating red and green means
Exercise extreme caution.
when do you think they're going to flash red and green at you?
Uh, I think when the visibility is terrible, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, that could be a reason. It could be that there are other airplanes near you that you need to be aware of. Like if you're taxiing Some
Uh-huh.
there might be another airplane that's taxiing near you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Let's go flying. Okay, if you're flying, your radio's broken, you need to land. Steady green means
Clear to land.
flashing green means
Return for landing to be followed by steady green at proper time. Yeah.
what scenario can you think of? What scenario can you think of um that they would use this flashing green? How do you think it works?
I think maybe when the aircraft is go around.
Yeah, when the aircraft go around, that's one of them. That's a good reason. It could be like first you pass over the runway to see the condition of the runway, and then they flash green again. So you can return for landing and then land. Okay, steady red
Uh-huh.
means
Give way to other aircraft and continue circling.
mm-hmm. It's because in the air you can't stop, so you have to circle. On the ground, you have to stop.
Yeah.
The air, you can't stop. Flashing red.
Airport unsafe. Do not land.
Mm-hmm. So flashing white.
Not not applicable.
Yeah. So
Not applicable. No.
when I was in school, and then I had to take a test, an oral test. So the teacher was just sitting there asking me questions. And then he asked me, "Oh, what
Mm-hmm.
is all of the light gun signals?" And then I told him all of the signals. And then he asked me,
Mm-hmm.
"What does flashing white mean when you're flying?" And I could not, for the life of me, remember